Happy
Post-wedding.
post-wedding. I was trying
It's
to think. Yeah.
happy 1 week anniversary
I
because
know.
it's been a whole
Oh, week.
It
week.
has been a whole week. Has been a whole week.
I can't even
Gosh,
believe
you're
it.
gonna have to keep your hands down because I'm being blinded.
I know.
Mm.
It was just such okay, so let me set the stage. So we went to Banner Elk, North Carolina. We live in near Charlotte, North Carolina, and Kevin and I absolutely love the mountains. Um, to me, like it's such a nice place to live here because you're like fairly close to the beach and you're fairly close to the mountains. But I just love going to that area. We typically go to Blowing Rock or Boone, and it's just so gorgeous up there. I love it. It's so slow paced. I kind of feel like off the grid a little bit.
Mhm.
And it's just a really great way to connect. When you go to the beach in the summer, like I like that too, but it just seems so like fast
It's a
paced
different vibe.
to
Oh
me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
So things just seem so much simpler at the mountains. So um we found this amazing house. Um took all of our, our kids and our parents and you guys came up and it was just it was literally such a fantastic. I mean, we had a couple hiccups, but it was just overall such a fun time to unplug, to catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
Um, and I think everybody had a really, really nice time.
Mhm.
It was so much fun.
I
It
The
did.
really was.
scenery was amazing. The weather
Mhm.
was
Yes,
great.
It really
it was
was.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
We saw like what, 5, 6, 7 deer or
Uh,
something like that when we were up there
it
that
was
day.
it was a whole army of deer.
Yeah.
It was
And
all
that
of them.
and every single morning when we would wake up, I mean, there would at least be two or three outside of our window.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm.
and that was just really fun in itself, and then I have to hear about, well, I'm gonna in a couple of weeks, I'm coming back for them.
When the hunting
um,
season
yeah,
starts.
for hunting season. But it was a lot of fun. It was crazy. And it's weird, right? Because I mean, Kevin and I have been together for 12 years.
Mm.
Mhm.
And so we get asked a lot, like, why did it take so long? And I think with like we were talking about it, was I talking about with you guys or was I it was with you guys, right?
Yeah,
Where
we were on our way to pick up the cake. We were talking
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Everything I think just happens for a reason. And
Mhm.
we had so many like ebbs and flows and so many it's so hard coming together as a blended family.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that was a struggle, not so much with like Kevin and the boys, because like they live with me, but with his daughter who lives in Buffalo, every time that she would come down, there was like some hiccups. And then by the time she was leaving, we kind of figured out our groove. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mhm.
And then it was time
Mhm.
for her to leave again. And then she only comes down like maybe, I don't know, twice a year or something like that. So
Mhm.
I felt like every single time she came down, it was starting over.
Mhm.
So you have to go through those kind of growing pains, but I think everything just happens for a reason, and I'm so happy that it took us that long to figure shit out.
Mhm.
We were talking the other day, and it was like I was like, "Do you feel any different?" Because he was always just like, "I don't see the point. It's just a piece of paper. Like, why do we need it?" Kind of thing. And
Mhm.
after I got sick, it was just like, well, I need security.
Yeah.
Like if something were to
Mhm.
happen to
Mhm.
either one of
Right.
us, the other one would be screwed. Like our rent's
Right.
expensive. We would just be screwed. And I don't, while I'm mourning or while he's mourning, I don't want to have to think about all of this other
Mhm.
crap, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Um, and
I
plus
mean,
I,
it does give you that little added bonus, if you will. It's just because now, like legally, even if you were to get sick and he needed to make a decision or you
yep,
needed to make a decision, you know, you couldn't.
right.
But now it's almost, that you don't need to, I mean, you should go through all the paperwork and things like that at some point, which, we have to do at some point. But like now it's a little bit clearer decision.
Right. Right. Well, and that was one of the things I told him whenever I was going through the whole cancer thing is that, the hospital's not going to see you as they're like,
Hmm.
what if they don't like if something happens and they don't let you in because we're technically
Yeah.
not married and they're like family
Hmm.
only and you're not
Right.
considered family. Like I'd be pissed off and he would be pissed
Right.
off. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean,
And
that
then
was
and then your
always a thing.
boys and then your boys would be forced to make a decision.
Right.
Obviously they could talk with him about it, but it's
Right.
like in the moment, if they needed to do it, the boys, I mean, do you want your boys to make that decision?
No. No. I really just need to do
No.
the paperwork and just have a
Yeah.
living will. That way there's no confusion or anything like that. Um, but he did say he was like, he said, I just feel closer to you.
Mm.
And I feel the same. Like like it just brings like a smile to my face every morning because Kevin's really good. He like during the day, whenever he goes into the office, he'll just send me a text and he'll just be like, "Hey, thinking of you," or "How's your morning going?" or whatever. And so now it's like, "Hi, wifey," and wifey is so corny, it's so cheesy,
But
but
it's so
it's
cute.
so cute and it immediately puts a smile on my face. And I'm always like, responding him with hubby, and I always want to take screenshots and share it on social media. And I'm like, don't, because people are probably really tired of hearing this garbage.
Oh, fuck
No,
it.
I
Who
mean,
cares? Post that shit.
there's still things that, we do even after a year of being married that I just love that I post on social media. So do it. Who cares? If it makes you
Mhm.
Yeah.
happy, fucking do it.
I just, and,
Yeah, it's just because you're married doesn't mean you should stop flirting or dating, or you know what I
no, and
mean?
that's the
Like,
thing. I feel like we've been flirting more. Like and
mhm.
I think it's that, like he said, he feels closer to me. I feel closer to him. I mean, our intimacy level since this has all happened has really increased.
That's great.
That's nice.
Um, like with good shit too.
Oh, well,
Um,
Maybe for Christmas, Santa will send you the black book of that series.
but it was just such a lovely day. And I loved having y'all there. You guys took amazing pictures. Um, that was one thing that Kevin was really worried about was
Mm,
that, we wouldn't have any quote unquote professional photographer there. So, you know, would we be able to have those memories? And
mhm.
y'all took over like 300 pictures. And
and that
it was so good. I mean, it was with an iPhone. If you think that iPhones can't take good pictures, then maybe you just need to upgrade. I don't know, but all of the
Or
pictures were
learn how to use your camera.
fantastic. Yeah, all of the pictures were fantastic. Like, you guys did things that I didn't even think of. It was so, so, so nice. They all turned
and
out so great.
and I paid good money
You
for a
did.
photographer and I only got a
Mm.
little over 100 pictures and it's just, I'm just like, well,
Maybe
I'm
that should be
glad
your side hustle, Mel.
everybody's a freaking photographer up here. I mean, seriously, every single one of my friends on Facebook, I think they're a part-time
Oh,
photographer.
are they?
Mm.
Yeah, so it's just like, no. But,
Yeah, but they're in demand. I mean, people are always looking for photographers,
that's true.
and
That's true.
um it's really more about your style
Yeah.
Yeah.
that people are looking for.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
it
think I
was
could do it because I'm like, here, straight on, let's take straight on
Right.
photos, where you're like, all right, get down here,
Yeah,
get
like
up
you
here.
actually get down like though I've been sharing people at work wanted to see a couple photos and so I've like one of the ones I've sent them is like the sneaker one where I'm
mhm.
Mm,
sitting in the chair and I love that just because like Andrea you were in the back making like faces at me and it's a genuine smile like
mhm,
slash laugh.
Yeah.
Um I love that picture.
Yeah.
Love it.
mm.
Well,
I
and
think
there
they
were
all came out really good.
I do too.
I do too. And I don't, I feel like that it kind of caught some photos in the raw like,
Yeah.
you know, just just being there in the moment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's why I took so many because I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just taking all of these because I wanted to see every little aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
So,
glad that you did. So, like I said, it was up in Banner Elk. My dad married us. That was a really, really special. And here's the thing. So, and this was my second marriage, but with the first marriage, it was like, the whole church thing. It was a lot of people and things like that. And that's always great because, you want to share your special day. But this was just so small and intimate that really the only people that mattered were there. And to have my dad marry us was just the icing on the cake. And I
Mm.
absolutely loved the little hiccups. Like whenever he was like, "Oh, I already said that." And then he like would
Yeah.
go on. Like it was just like it added to it. Or whenever I walked up the aisle, and Kevin's like, "You pretty." Like nobody else got that, but I got it,
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like in his vow, he was like, we're something about each other. And I got that. Like it was all of those
Mhm.
special little things.
It was
Even
just so
it was
personal.
just so simple, so intimate. And it was just like Kevin and I were chit chatting different periods. And like I said, my dad was just like, "Oh, wait, I said that, rewind, let's start again." It was just, it made it all the much sweeter.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. And Kevin was like showing out in his tux.
Yes. I was surprised that he went the tux route because in my head, I told you guys this before. I didn't want to walk towards like something that didn't look like him,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
like a penguin. Like he doesn't wear suits. You know what I mean? Like when
Right.
he goes to work, he wears like black jeans and, you
Yeah,
know,
but he didn't have like just a regular like
no.
suit.
It was like a
It was
paisley
jazzed up.
print. It was like really nice. And he
It
went
was
all out. I loved the
nice.
whole three-piece. I really loved it for like afterwards when he took off his jacket and it was just the vest.
Mm.
He looked so sharp. Um,
Did he have the suspenders too?
he did not, which I was really surprised, but um he looked really, really, really good. He did a fantastic job.
We'll
Yeah.
have to do some, wedding reels and show them to the guests, to the guests, to the
The
audience
Yes.
viewers.
here, the viewers, yes, so they can get an idea of what Mr. Jennifer looked like.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple on my phone. I have the one that you sent me. I have a couple that I played around with. But again, I was just like, well, I can't post these every day because people are going to be like,
I fucking did.
"We get it.
I
We
did.
get it, Jennifer." Like, okay, we
Who
I
get
have
it.
cares?
I have
But
no
Who
shame.
cares?
There was, I mean, I'm still posting stuff from our wedding because it was just the perfect day,
yeah,
And so I don't give a shit. People can think what they want to. If they don't like my social media, get off my page.
that's true. That's true.
But it was the
It was
most perfect day and the weekend. I mean, Andrea and her husband and Matt and myself, we stayed off in a little cabin and um we met a nice dog and a cat because everywhere we go animals follow us like we're fucking Snow White or something like that. But we had a wonderful time, and I just can't thank you enough for including us in your
Hmm.
special day. I mean, that was such an honor, and just to be able to be there and to be with your family because that
Mhm.
just makes me feel like that we're part of your family
Oh,
Yep.
you are. You are. That's why I was just like, I was so glad that you guys could be there. It was so nice, seeing Matt again. It was so nice finally meeting Jimmy. And it was just, it really was all of our favorite people. I invited one of Kevin's friends. We haven't seen him for a while, but they got back from they went to like it's like a heavy metal cruise.
now. Oh, I didn't know
And
those existed.
yeah, so it was like a cruise where like a lot of like the heavy metal artists that Kevin
Mm.
and Rick listened to were on and they performed and like you actually got to hang out with them.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
When they came back, his girlfriend came down with COVID and so
Uh,
they couldn't come. So
Oh.
that was a little bit of a bummer because I wanted to surprise Kevin with that.
Mhm.
Um, but we'll get together with them here probably soon. But The cake was gorgeous. The food was great.
Are
Yeah.
you still
Um,
eating the cake?
no, well, see, I was a little irritated because I just didn't have I didn't have an for things weren't packed coming home the way that I packed them
Right.
going.
Right.
And then I threw a lot of stuff away because it was just like I don't have a cooler, I don't have this, I don't have that. Just we got to go, so let's just go, you know.
Right.
And I hated throwing that cake away because it was $300, but I had no place to put it. And my mom was like, "Well, I'll just hold it." I'm like, "You're not going to hold two
All this
layers of
cake.
cake for 3
You still
hours."
have the top? You still have the
I still have
top?
the top.
Okay.
Oh,
I
good.
put the top in the crock pot, and so
Oh,
that like
Oh,
yeah.
kept it, safe. My dad came up with that great idea.
That's an
But the other
excellent
cake
idea.
was pitched, but it
It
was
was
fine.
delicious
It
cake.
was so good.
mhm.
Oh,
So good.
I ate 2 pieces. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So
I
I
did
mean, if
too. One of
you
each.
Me too.
I did too. And if you need it, if I had some, I think the next day for breakfast. When we got back, we went to
Yeah.
breakfast. That was one of my favorite times of the weekend. Also, just getting away from all of the
Everybody.
family and then
Mm-hmm.
coming to like having breakfast with you all. And then I
Yeah.
went back and had a piece of cake,
Yeah.
slice of each.
The breakfast was a nice like cap to
hmm
the
Yeah.
weekend, just to kind of
I love having that picture of all of us and our
yes,
spouses, and
yes. The
it was
Mr. Jam
just
Pod,
The
Mr.
Mr.
Jams.
Jam.
Mr. Jams. Yeah, it was just I'll we'll be sharing some photos on Instagram and sharing some shorts on YouTube, so you can check those out. But it was just
What was your
was
most
exactly what it
favorite part, if you
Mm.
can pick one?
um oh,
I know it's hard.
it's just so difficult. I mean, I liked it all. The whole wedding day was my favorite.
Mhm.
And there's little like I loved getting ready with y'all in the bathroom. I loved
Mhm.
that. I loved how my mom was in there getting ready with us.
Mhm.
Um, I loved,
First of all, the bathroom was big enough for
oh my
like
Yes.
God.
30. You could have a
Yeah.
party in there.
Yeah. Um, I loved
It is your
w-
stateroom.
waiting and leading up and waiting for like having the music first play, like
Mhm.
leading up to it, because I
Mm.
just really allowed myself to feel the music, and then that's when I started crying. So that was one of my favorite parts. I loved coming out and just seeing him. I loved being up there, and when we were saying our vows to each other, being able to look at the boys because they were directly behind him. So that
Mhm.
was one of my favorite things. I loved dancing with Kaden afterwards. I loved just dancing afterwards too, or just when we were
Mhm.
sitting at the table just singing.
Mhm.
Like I
Mhm.
thought that was fun. There's
Matt
just so
was a
many little things that just was so fun.
Matt was a little tipsy.
That's okay. That's okay.
Because he ain't like that any other time except for when he's tipsy and he loves to like karaoke ish.
Yeah.
You know, it's hilarious.
It
And
was a good
Yeah.
time.
it was a good
We all
time.
have fun.
We did.
Yeah.
So what a great time. And next year we'll have to do something special for our anniversary since Andrea's is in September, mine's in October, and yours is
Are
in
already
November.
Yep.
planning in the works.
That's
Yep.
right.
And they did. I mean, I left them a really great review. I did send them a little email just because, there were things that, like the master, like the
The patio door.
patio door was
Mm,
like broke. So there was like a couple things. I didn't want them to think that we broke things. Right.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So I let them know of those things, and they were like, "Oh, so sorry that we, missed our mark on making this, special event even special." So they're sending me like a check. It's not a lot, but it's just like it was totally unexpected. So they're sending me
Oh,
some money back. And
nice.
then I got like a credit to use like within a year
Oh wow.
for any
On
one of their
Airbnb.
properties.
Oh,
Well, you
nice.
know what? It would have been really nice to take some pictures out on that patio behind the
Yeah.
bedroom. Like just, like just you, or even like, I don't know why we didn't think of this, was to do it with Kevin afterwards too. Like I know we brought you guys up the stairs, but like to be out on that patio because then you could have like the whole mountains in the background too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we went and did the back patio, but we just couldn't get onto the patio
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the room. So, but I mean, it was just like I said, it was the perfect weekend. If you love the mountains, if you're in the North Carolina area,
Mm.
go there, even if it's just for like a weekend.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't recommend driving at night
No.
up
Oh
there.
my gosh. If you have to go through, I don't know what that national state forest was.
The
I think
Pisgah.
it started with a P.
Pisgah. Yeah.
Pisgah.
Pisgah.
Oh my word.
Well, on the way home, we went a different way and it was even windier
Oh, we
because
went a
we were
different
like,
way and it
oh,
was
let's check this out.
We went back the same way. We wanted to ride the roller coaster again.
we went back a different way and I slept the entire way because
Did
Matt
you?
drove. Yeah. And it was basically just straight but kind of like interstate. It's kind of I mean, we didn't really hit any windy roads at all. So it was
Nice.
nice. Yeah. But
Nice.
thank you again for having us and for
Thank you for being
just
there.
and we wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I love
So
y'all.
we love you.
Notice.
What
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
enough
we
notice.
would have noticed.
No, I said I had enough notice
Oh,
to be
you had
there.
enough notice. Yeah.
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 But
All right. Well,
all
we'll share
right.
pictures. That's it.
Yeah.
It's we'll share pictures. Come see
Pictures and
them.
reels.
It's just
Yes.
so
Come
pretty.
over and see them and
Mm.
share them with all of your friends.
All right. Love
All right.
you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.